Hello, everyone. You're right, Sean. It has been a while since we've been able to do just a regular summer blog, right? It's been so busy as of late. I hope you guys are doing well. I'm wave meteorologist Brian Goode. Welcome to the blog today, where we have a chance to just take a look at, what's happening this week, but also a good chance to take a moment and look at the advance, too, and the extended outlook, and talk a little bit about that. A lot of weather drama this week, but very few of that weather drama elements, if you will be involving us for once. So that's nice. So as always, you guys can comment on the social media side of things. I can tell it's Monday. YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, X. You can comment there, and we will see them. We got a good mix there. We've got Angela. Sorry, Angela, you're on from YouTube. Good morning to you. Hope all is well. We got, of course, Sean from Facebook. Good morning to you. We've got, let's see, Mike on Twitch, which I think it may be the first we've had someone commenting from Twitch. So we appreciate that. Hope all is well. Mike King, sorry, not Mike. Went to see the new Twisters movie. Went to go see it, and it was amazing. I saw it as well. I thought it was, the meteorology in it was better than what the first one had. A lot of Hollywood influence certainly got into the mix of it all, but I think I thought it was cool. That was very cool that they did a good job with kind of keeping it moving, which is a bit of a challenge. And the mom, which I forgot her name already, but she was the mom of course, the meteorologist it was the main character, but she was on ER, if you guys remember that from back in the day. So it was good. Oh, sorry about that. It was good to see her again. It's been a long time since I think if we've seen her acting anything. So that was pretty cool too. All right. Good morning to Angela. Chris is over in northern Kentucky, or into Ohio today, in northern Kentucky area. So appreciate you. And good morning, Michelle, over into the eastern side there of Jefferson County in Linden, using portions there of the X app to respond there. So appreciate that. All right. So let's get into the outlook here for the day today. Oh, it's real important. I should pass this along. You're going to see this a lot. And that, of course, is the countdown to autumn, which 48 days. 48 days and counting. We're almost there. We're almost there, guys. Just got to hang tight. Officially at 8:44 in the morning, so near this time on a Sunday. Well, apparently we'll be talking about it. Probably won't be here on a Sunday, but still, at least on the calendar, we're continuing to count the days down. This hopefully will move faster than we want it to, and get here soon. Get rid of this heat and humidity. Although I'm sure we still want some summer to enjoy. We've had some breaks this year that've been really nice, and in the past week or so, it has not been the case. It's been so hot outside. If it's not hot, it's been storming. So it's been really tough unless you're out on vacation or trying to enjoy some pool time, or in areas where you can cool off. Just general day-to-day work and yard work on a day-to-day is has been tough as of late. So it would be nice to get some summertime with some nicer weather before we get into fall. That would be nice. And I think we're going to get some of that coming into play maybe later this week and this weekend. That is certainly possible. I'll explain in just a second. But the next couple of days, no doubt, it is going to be just flat out hot. And the heat index will be up there around 100 to maybe 105 at times. And then the air quality alert is back into our narrative again. Shocker, shocker. We've got enough ridging or high pressure over us allows for the ozone pollutants to build up. So the air quality alert will kick in today until midnight, kick in tomorrow, again around noon, all the way through midnight. Right now, we're not quite there. We're up there, though. We're only about 15 or so away from getting to the cold orange level. So at 85 is the highest in the sensor we got in the metro. So it's possible we could get up there. So please limit your time outside, especially if you have asthma, COPD, or emphysema. All right, the radar is quiet. Satellite is quiet. So we're off to a really good start there. We got thunderstorms to our north and a hurricane to the south. Now, the storm action here to the north, much of this on this boundary is going to just slide through. Much of the wind energy is going to aim more into the mid-Atlantic. But as it sinks to the south, it will be slowing just a bit, but it will be having more of a combination of energy. Will get involved with Debbie eventually. But we'll be on the western side of that as that front dives to the south. This is not an MCS setup, by the way, with this particular front. But we could get some showers and storms late Tuesday night and Wednesday. Potential is there for some of those to be strong. Too severe. I didn't bring the CSU maps, but CSU is painting potential for at least some severe weather, so we need to watch it. And meanwhile, everyone's talking, of course, about Debbie, which made landfall this morning in Florida and the Big Bend area, and now it's gearing up for a tremendous amount of rain for the Carolinas, and likely it will be historic the way it's looking right now for that area. I was just there in Charleston a few weeks ago, and I lived there for a while. Their sea level is roughly a few inches, depending on where you're at within downtown on the peninsula or a little inland, but a few inches is their sea level. So it doesn't take much for them to flood rapidly, and then you get in more of a surge effect from the waves from Debbie. Then you're adding on to that, and then the isolated tornado potential that's mixed into that narrative, and then you got flash flooding and river flooding taking place. There's just a lot happening here. And so the I-95 corridor in general for the Carolinas into Georgia, just an absolute mess. Now, they needed some rain, don't get me wrong, but this is how it goes. You get into a drought, and this is what it takes to bust the drought, but you bust the drought in too significant of a way to where you end up with a whole other weather disaster getting involved there, going from very dry to too much rain and you're flooding. But that's the life in the Carolinas, right? And the Gulf in general. So, but that's the trend this year, going from drought to flooding, thanks to Debbie. And Debbie is going to sit there in the Carolinas for a while, producing rainfall so far in just the past 48 hours that it's been up there over about 15, 16 inches of rain south of Tampa, and the Big Bend area is catching up quick on that idea. The outlook from the Weather Prediction Center, we were under a slight risk with the majority of our flash flooding events and episodes we have with the MCSs as of late. We were just a slight risk, and that caused us some problems with that. I mean, some of our higher rain totals, especially around Prospect, is at around 7 inches of rain. We're talking about for them on the order of about, I would say, closer to about 15 to 22 inches of rain as we're talking about for Charleston, Myrtle Beach area, and maybe a little bit inland as well. But man, what an absolute mess that they will have in the Carolinas. And we'll keep you updated on that. We have a lot of our sister stations there in the Carolinas, so friends and colleagues are there. We'll be hearing from them, I'm sure, next couple of days. All right, back here at home. All right, here's all the fuel. And again, the brighter the gold, the more fuel you've got to work with. Your general red is typical summertime fuel, so I'm not worried about that. But there is a boundary that sinks down from the north, a front. Again, it will be sliding to the south and east and then combining with Debbie. But as it slides on by, it's going to try to scoop up some moisture with a shower chance. I don't see anything today. And really for the daytime period tomorrow, I don't see any issues for us. We get into tomorrow night into Wednesday. Now the front has sunk down into the area, and there could be a few clusters of thunderstorms as that front dives there to the south. I don't think it's a high potential for that. But it is certainly possible. One thing I wanted to add was the SBC outlook. Let me show you. And they've got generally on a pretty low end on the scale as well, giving us roughly at a marginal risk. It's going to line up to the north. So today, there it is, a marginal and slight along the front. Today, that's up to the north. Tomorrow, it slides a little more to the south. Does not include our counties. CSU is very similar with this idea, although they really like this of a slight risk here and a marginal risk that extends here. This is basically what CSU likes, is painting that. So we'll monitor that for Tuesday into Wednesday and see if there's any changes on that. If there needs to be, here's the day 3 risk. And again, it's already off the map altogether. So it's not a big ordeal on the severe side. All right. It's just a pulse severe type scenario, nothing major at all. At least want to point that out so you guys are aware. Tuesday night and Wednesday, those are 2 nights that we need to watch for a few thunderstorms. Most of you will miss out. So what else is going to happen this week? Well, Debbie's the main focal point. As it continues to move up the mountains itself, up to the north and east, a lot of its inflow, because it is a counterclockwise system, a lot of the flowing bands coming in from the Atlantic will actually go against the mountains, producing very heavy rain along the mountains of the Appalachians. But because of that, it's tough to get rain to go on the other side of the Appalachians. It would be a downslipping effect where they would actually dry up a lot of the rain bands. So that induces dry weather for a good chunk of the Ohio Valley. And in some cases, it does sink and can heat up, but we do have some help of Canadian air that is also flowing into the area. So it's not just a sinking air scenario. Otherwise, we would get very, very hot later this week, thanks to Debbie. But because we have a Canadian flow in that mix as well, we are able to get a double whammy, if you will, as far as help on that northeast flow getting into the area. And because much of that is coming in from Canada, we don't have to worry about the heating effect of it, but we get the dry air impact. So rain chances just near zero in this type of scenario for the end portion of the week. That may carry over into part of the weekend, depending on what happens with Debbie, part of the weekend. As soon as we get Debbie out of the picture and get it a little more to the north and east and to the westerlies, and it moves on out of here, then things try to reset and get back to normal, right? So we may end up with a boundary again, several clusters of storms. This is where we may get back in MCS territory. Maybe originally the hint was the middle of this week we would see that. Well, Debbie's in the driver's seat, so because of its slower movement, everything's been delayed a bit. This would be roughly about a week from now. If we were to get back into that MCS zone, it would be about a week from now to about the beginning of the Kentucky State Fair. We could have that kind of a setup, but that's pretty far out. A lot could still change even on that idea. And we could get additional tropical influence here. We could have another wave, maybe a tropical storm that may enter the picture in the southern part, or images by that point later in this week that may become a Gulf system. So a lot to monitor down the road, but for us, we will not be making much in the way of headlines this week. All right, so we have our own little mini issues. Air quality, heat index will be up there. A few storms tomorrow night into Wednesday. Other than that, we're actually going to be relatively drama-free this week. So fairly typical summer week, nothing major. A lot of weird things going on around us, but our weather will not be too weird. So there you go. What do you think? Does that work for you guys? Let me show the numbers. Maybe this will help so we can try to balance out everyone. Here's we are on the forecast numbers. And again, we got pretty hot setup here today and tomorrow, mid to upper 90s. And then we get that front moving in Tuesday night and Wednesday. So we cloud up with that. And we get after that, well, that northeast flow. And again, normally that could be a big compression flow, but for us, it will be a northeast flow that will be also with the help of a strong high in Canada after the front moved in on Wednesday. Before it moves through on Wednesday, I should say, that would then allow for just a few degrees, nothing dramatic, just a few degrees. We're not looking at 70s for highs or anything, right? But we'll take it. And then we'll see what happens in about a week from today. We may get back into the MCS train, maybe. All right, guys, I think you all are on the flow. Hey, Jack, thanks for watching. We appreciate that. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let's see. Hey, Ashley, hope as well. Yes, our trip was scheduled in Saturday, so there's some time, but still had some intense storms out there. Okay. Oh, you and Adam were talking. Sorry about that. Didn't mean to interrupt your conversation. You guys are always talking to each other, and I like that. I want you guys to keep talking to each other because I really rely on you all to help each other out when I'm not able to, or any of us are able to. So you guys are a community. All right. You're part of our community here, Wave Weather. So stay with us, stay with our community. That helps our community grow. And with you all talking to each other, that helps even more because we want to create friendships too on this kind of scenario. I think it's always a big plus. All right, I'm going to run for now. It's a hot day. I would say it's really nice to get outside, but hey, if you don't like hot weather and you got breathing elements, don't go outside. Stay on the couch all day and watch the Olympics. That's probably your best idea. All right, everyone, take care of each other. I'll see you on our newscast at 3 o'clock on the streaming.